Everyone looks the same. Makeup is boring. No one is creative. Everyone has the same personality. When are we gonna have some original content? Hello, welcome. I feel like I have not really been on this side of this playlist. So as you can see, this is, what do you call it, the Mani-Logue. So basically where I just tried to get my press-on nails, which are these. And also this one just failed. It was like, this one just gave out. My nails have been on for almost like 3 weeks, so it's fine. This is pretty much where I make my makeup match my nails. And then we just talk about whatever, maybe y'all know if you're new here. If you're not new here, you know I'm a yapper. Everyone looks the same. Makeup is boring. No one is creative. Everyone has the same personality. When are we gonna have some original content? But also, have you looked at who you followed? Like, have you actually gone through the list of people that you follow? And do you see a consistent theme, right? Let's talk about it. And these are some Bessie nails. I love Bessie nails. And I actually am really good friends with the owner. She is amazing. She is an amazing nail tech. She makes the nails herself. She's based in New York. And she's just amazing. I really wanted to bring this series back. I really enjoy this series. And it's like a little corner where we can talk and everything. I wish that we could like have a different kind of like background a little bit to do these, but it's fine. This is not going to be like a very perfect, exact, you know, I like experimenting and seeing where it takes me. I do wish though that I had some of these gems. I think you can get them off of Amazon, so you can kind of put them around. So maybe next time I'll do that. But anyway, so today, just for our base, we're gonna start with looking in my drawer. Where's this? I just saw it. Did I take it out? I'm losing my mind. Okay, I want to bring back the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. I'm just gonna kind of like put it here. I started using a foundation. I can't really say, it's not a brand. I do like studies and things like that. You get extra cash. And basically I had to do like a paid study. And this one's a foundation study. I'm actually just gonna wear it today in this video, but there's no name on it. But I started breaking out on my forehead. I've never broken out on my forehead. And it's like different formulas. And I don't know if it's because I'm like wake up every day, but literally my forehead, like you won't be able to tell, but like much better now. But I was like, this is very odd. And I knew it was the foundation because I had never done anything different besides started wearing the foundations. So I'm curious to know if I'm ever gonna find out what the foundation is and what's in it, so that way I can avoid it. I'm gonna color correct as always. But so I wanted to talk about, just like, I feel like we kind of have this conversation every couple business days where people pretty much complain about how everyone looks the same, people act the same. And for me, on my FYP, it tends to be white people that are saying this. And as soon as they say this, I'm like, because I'm like, I don't know. But then again, I just feel like a lot of like brown creators or just people in general who consume content, I feel like typically like our FYP is very diversified in the sense of like, not everyone looks the same, in the sense of like, for example, like I was gonna say it, like a lot of the white girls who complain about this are typically following people who look like them. That's basically it. They're complaining about the fact that all of them are similar in the sense of like all do the Pilates and the matcha and the Target runs or whatever it is they do now. Whenever I see them complain, I'm not gonna lie, I just keep scrolling, and sometimes I'll be wanting to comment because I'm like, do you actually look at your follow list? Genuinely curious. I feel like if you diversify the kind of people that you watch, I don't necessarily think you'll have that complaint, in my opinion. But it's just one of those things where it's a little bit infuriating for me sometimes, because you know as someone who makes videos and I love doing this kind of stuff for fun, and obviously I would love to build a community. That's the hope one day. It's just annoying sometimes as a Black woman when I hear like white women complain the fact that like, oh, everybody's doing the same thing, but I'm sitting here like, a lot of other creators, specifically Black and brown creators, who are so creative, funny, artistic. Like there's such a diverse range of content. My biggest pet peeves is when they like complain about that. The base, and I'm gonna wait until Danessa Myricks has a sale, but Danessa Myricks has like a Memorial Day sale, so I might just wait for that. But I want to get a white base because if you saw my video where I pretty much tried like the Asian Flag Day makeup, that was an epic fail. And as you might be here for a long time or not, if you're not new here, then you know that I like to experiment with makeup a lot. And one thing I am learning, and I tend to forget, is that when you put concealer on as a base, nothing is necessarily wrong with that. But if you want your makeup to pop, like your eyeshadow to pop, you need to have like a white base because it makes it pop, right? Unless if you put a concealer shade that's like underneath as the base, it kind of looks muddy. It makes your eyeshadow not pop as much, right? Because I'm using a concealer, let's say this shade. If I'm using concealer this shade underneath, I can't expect the foundation or the eyeshadow looks that I'm going to be using for it to pop that much. But that's what we got today. So I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Brittle as the base. Oh, honestly, you just need one. I should have color corrected my eyes at least, but you know what? This is not white, but it's pat, pat, pat. Oh my gosh, I got a trim. I love when I get trims, like the shape right here. Just love my hair. I love it. They really were trying to get us to hate our hair. Not over here. My love that I have for my hair, obviously it wasn't always like that, but now, oh my gosh, it's like the best thing on earth. It's hard because you're trying not to overconsume, you know, but at some point, this is going to be my job, claiming it, where I'm going to be trying makeup and everything. But right now, we're going to be using what we have. We got to get creative. But I'm trying to see what the hell is going on. This might be good. This old like Jaclyn Hill. Oh, this might be good. It's a little bit, it kind of matches my nails, right? Okay. What's the base? I have an idea. I'm so nervous. We're gonna try like a pink eyeshadow base and then go in with the Jaclyn Hill, kind of like prime draw a little bit on our eyes. I'm like, it's way too bright as an eyeshadow base. I want like a light pink. Maybe I should just, no. Oh my gosh, wait, look, this is so satisfying. Oh, Huda Beauty girl, a light pink. I don't know. Okay, let's not overthink this. I'm just gonna try Supreme and just put it all over. Supreme. Oh, color. Focus on the. Okay, great. So I'm gonna go in and just kind of like with this Jaclyn Hill and just see, cause this nail. Ooh, maybe I'll take inspo from like these two, like this nail and like this one. Oh, also another thing is the algorithm will only continue to show things that you engage with. So for example, if you only engage with, let's say, some of these people, I don't want to say their names because but let's say if you only engage with like, you know, certain like white influencers, right? And they're only blonde and blue hair and they have very thin bodies. What do you think the algorithm is going to continue showing you? Right? For example, for me, this is just an example to show you what I'm talking about. I've been engaging a lot with nail content because I love press-on nails. If you're new here, I just love press-on nails. I enjoy it. That's just like my thing. And so I really like it. And I've been engaging a lot more with that kind of content. In the past 2 weeks, guess what I've mainly been getting? Lots of press-on nail content. Whether that is really, oh my gosh. Another thing is the algorithm will only continue to show things that you engage with. So for example, if you only engage with, let's say, influencers, right? And they're only blonde, they have very thin bodies. What do you think the algorithm is going to continue showing you? Because this is not sharp enough for me to do what I need to do. Perfect. Look at that. Sharp. Yeah, like, like if you're only engaging with like people who look like you, who sound like you, all that kind of stuff, like you can't really expect for your algorithm to be diversified. So that's one thing. Is like, I think another thing too, I started being a little bit more specific in like about who I engage with. So what that means is I might not necessarily be always like, I see a content I like, but then I'm like, I don't really want to continue seeing this kind of stuff on my FYP. You know, I guess like in a way just starting to be a little bit more greedy or just more specific about the kind of content that you consume. So that's just one thing, is that I'm starting to be more specific about. Yeah, I can't talk while doing this, so give me a second. It's very much is it? Are we close? I don't know. I kind of like it though. I wish I had white or something to really outline this. This would look so fire. I think you just kind of have to like sometimes just sit down. Let's see how this matches me. and just kind of like, look at who you follow, look at who you consume, and just being aware of the fact that like with technology nowadays, if you comment on pretty much the same things, then they're like, oh, this person this person must really like this, so we're going to continue showing them the same thing over and over again. And it was interesting. There's just like maybe a little bit of sidetrack, but someone, and I've heard this conversation a lot, and I'm genuinely curious to know what your thoughts are on. I don't have any opinion on this. There's been a lot of discourse, of course, about some people were saying that they felt like, from the brand side, they feel like, a lot more Black creators do not get as much support as their white counterparts. And the people in the comments were like, yeah, with white people, they are very supportive and blah, blah, blah. And one thing that they said was like, a lot of white people, they tend to ask really, stupid questions, like obvious questions. So their point was like, let's say someone in the video says, yeah, I'm using this Lancome Teint Idole foundation, right? And you're just kind of like, okay. As a consumer, typically like, okay, she told me what the foundation is. So the person was just saying like, white audiences tend to still ask that question, even though you answered it already. And it just got me thinking, because I know for me personally, it smells nice. Hold on. It smells nice. It just got me thinking because like personally, because again, like I'm aware now that like, the playing field, of course, is not leveled when it comes to like Black and brown people compared to the white counterparts. So for me, I will ask, I guess you can say, stupid questions, because again, it doesn't matter what the question is. The algorithm is going to sense that, oh, this person is asking a question, or there's people engaging in this comment section. So that must mean that people must really like this content to take their time and comment something, or, they're really engaged, right? Because the point of these platforms is they want you to be on these platforms. So what I mean is they want you to be on these platforms as much as possible. So if they feel like, oh, this person found a piece of content that is really taking up their time and people are just ranting, it smells really nice, and going back and forth on a title or a piece of an opinion, whatever it may be, then the algorithm is not going to care about what people are asking in the comment section. The algorithm just sees that there are words being said, more than 5 words or 5+ words, and that people are engaging. And so that must mean that piece of content must be really important, funny, educational, whatever you call it, entertainment, for people to really stop. And so that was really interesting to me in general, just the fact that like, people, she was just claiming that, white audiences tend to ask, dumb questions, whereas, she was specifically speaking between Black and white creators. And like with Black creators, according to her, they don't really ask that question. And so because of that, one of the reasons that Black creators just don't, like when it comes to like them looking from the brand side of why they don't get as much engagement, is I guess people just don't ask, I guess, a lot of dumb questions. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to know what you think about that. And again, this was someone who was from the UK. So I know she was saying that like, this is just my experience and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. For me, I just feel like when it comes to like a Black person, especially a Black woman coming across my FYP, I will be trying to find anything and everything to comment on, just because I know what it's like, especially if you're trying to like create content, you're trying to get people to engage and that kind of thing. But I found that was really interesting. But yeah, it just goes back to my point of the algorithm, is that if you engage with certain content, then the algorithm will continue pushing that certain content to you, right? Because it signals to them that this person really loves this and that we need to continue showing them that kind of content. So I don't know. I think just being a little bit more aware of who you, I guess, like engage with on social media. That's why some people like, they talk about rage bait content. I low-key hate rage bait content or like pity content, but like the kind of rage bait content where like they know people are gonna specifically comment off the rails. And of course, again, the algorithm doesn't care or know what people are saying in the comments. It just sees that a lot of people are engaging with this video, and it must really, aka meaning that a lot of people are on these platforms for a really long time, to the point that, because they want people to be on these platforms. They don't want you to be logging off your phone. They want you on these platforms. So whatever it may look like, whether that's rage bait content, which thankfully I can pick up on that shit real quick, I'm not engaging with that. If you say something that's obvious, or like one of the main ones that I started realizing are the ones where they post their, okay, I'm gonna wear these two blushes, by the way. It Girl and Dancing Queen. But one of the main ones that I've noticed is when the person they have a partner, and this is like someone in a cis hetero relationship, and they're complaining about their male partner and how their partner is like terrible, or they won't clean, and you know, they're very incompetent. And I'm just sitting here like, because even before the whole rage bait thing, I personally just didn't really care. Like I personally just never really cared, because I don't know, I've always been that person where like people who complain about stuff but they don't do anything. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I know some people are like, yeah, you know, you can beat the dead horse. I'll never forget, and one of my friends from college, she was with a guy, and they weren't healthy. I can't remember, like they just weren't. I didn't care for him, of course. I'm that friend that my friends are kind of nervous to bring me around their male partners, because I don't play that. I just don't. What are your interests? Why are you interested in her? What is it? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Where were you January 6th? Like, well, no, we seriously have to start asking that question now. It's like kept on bringing up this like issues she was having with her partner. Fine. But to me though, personally, if you're not gonna do anything about it, I'm sorry, I'm not that friend. I'm not that friend. Like I can't. And I think it's because I grew up with my mom. My mom is like that. She's like that. And I think that I just was like, I can't do this. So my capacity for people who just complain about something but won't do anything about it is very like small. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I told her that. I was like, look, I love you and care about you, but this is gonna be the last time that you bring up this guy. You hear me? I love you. I care about you. But I'm letting you know right now, this is the last time. Unless you're gonna do something about it, the next time I hear about it is because of the fact that you actually gonna do something about it. And that was the last time I heard about him. And I run a straight. I love this. It's like the one eye thing. And then maybe I might try to do, okay, I actually really like this. If only I had the freaking gems, that would have been really nice. Okay, I'm gonna try the what's her name blush technique, but like a very shorter condensed version. But yeah, I don't really like that kind of content where it's like they know that people are gonna comment and people be falling for it. That's the thing. That ends up being, but the thing, yeah, it's like people will continue commenting and continue saying like, oh my gosh, blah blah blah, leave him, da da da, and of course engagement. And what again? The algorithm is gonna continue sending you that kind of content, and yeah, it's just really interesting to me when people just like don't pick up on that, or they just don't care. But I'm glad that people are starting to comment and say, look, unless you're planning on leaving him, we don't care. But also like we're only seeing like I don't know, it's just yeah, it's very strange. Between this one and Huda, it's this first and then the Huda one. Like I feel like I don't know what Patrick put in this, but anyway, I used the pink one, so I'm still letting it sit a little bit. And I think I'm gonna go in with like a similar kind of shade just to like blend it. I feel like I have some shimmer here. Ooh, I feel like this would be nice to have. Just like have like little accents, possibly, maybe put like right here. Ain't no way your ringer should be that loud to the point where I can hear it from my apartment. The thing with like social media nowadays is that it can feel very overwhelming because you're like, why am I seeing all this all at once at the same time? And it's because, again, it's a trend. So everyone is doing it. So you might feel like you're seeing the same thing over and over again. But again, I don't necessarily feel like the point of this that I'm talking about has to do with necessarily trends. That's just another aspect of things. But I think it's just like for the people who are constantly complaining that, you know, everyone looks the same, everyone is doing the same thing. I think a couple of things that you just kind of need to think about. What does my follow list look like, right? Going through your list of followers, seeing who looks like what, asking yourself, dang, like do all people that I follow, like, you know, look alike? Do they all have the same background? Like, have I kind of content that I consume But obviously, please consume the kind of content that you like. But I think it's important for anyone who's saying like, dang, I keep seeing the same thing, to ask themselves that, right? And I think one aspect that we also need to talk about, and I think we do mention this, I say we, is like people comment. When you are on social media, specifically when you're still small, you can't really, I wouldn't say afford. The people who typically are, I would say, the outliers, like they're not everyone else and they're unique and they're not doing everything that everyone else is doing, the algorithm doesn't push them out, right? Because the algorithm does not push them out. And also, people just don't engage. That's another thing. It's like people just don't engage. Like I think people say, no, we love this, you know, unique, we love this. But it's like, you need to engage with that kind of content. Whether that's a follow, right? We're not saying you necessarily need to follow, even though that would be nice, but I think a follow or a comment, a save, a share. When people say these, like they're not saying it just to say it, it actually does mean something to the algorithm. So when we say, or when people typically say, hey, like don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, it's a signal, again, back to the whole algorithm thing, that like people love that kind of content and people want to see more of it. And because of that, we want to see more of it. We want to make sure, because if you were to share something, you like something, you favorite something, you add it to a folder, then it tells the algorithm that people actually really like this content and you should push it out to other people. Going back to my point of like, you know, I typically see this with like white people complaining about how everyone's the same. And this is for the people, obviously, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Did we not learn anything in 2020? How we have to support creatives, anybody and everybody. And it's like, you know, I feel like that whole conversation of just like, it comes up every couple business days, and truly it drives me a little bit crazy, because I feel like again, it's just one of those things where that's just the way it is. It's going to continue coming up, but it just drives me a little bit crazy, because I'm like, we're having the same conversation. We have not learned anything at all. And I go through the comments and I'm like, okay, so nobody's gonna say it? Okay, great. All right, okay, I'm gonna spray my face because I look like a ghost right now. Melt. Oh, please. I needed that so bad. We're gonna do lips. What are we doing for lips? Oh, should I do the same lip liner thing that I used? Okay, I need something pink. My lip products are like somewhere. This is too nude. But then again, you want the focus to be the eyes, I guess, but I need like pink. Oh, I know. This is why we love Danessa Myricks. I'm gonna try a little bit of, is this too much? Yeah. Clean my lips. Cody, where is it? Dang it. I'm gonna use foundation again, because I feel like when I use concealer, it's like a little bit too strong. Just a little bit. It looks, oh my gosh, no, I'd use that on my eyes. I need something else. But yeah, when I use concealer to use like to clean up my eyebrows or anywhere else, I feel like it looks a little bit too harsh. This is like worth every penny. I don't have a dupe for this, and I'm sorry. How are we looking? Close enough. All right, part of me, I'm not gonna lie, low-key wants to put this. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. This is Enchanted by Makeup Geek. Throwback. Yes, throwback. Wants to put this on a little bit. Not anymore. Or maybe this from like, do highlighter anymore. Should I do it? Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit. Oh my gosh, look at this. I have this since like high school, over 10 years. I'm gonna do a little bit. I just feel like something's missing. Maybe the tip of the nose. This is so crazy. It's actually crazy. Just like a little bit. Part of me also just want to do, there was a highlighter that I would use. I know which one. So it's in the BAM. It's in the NYX, and it's like this color. I used to love using it for highlighter. So we're gonna try it. I hope it doesn't look, you can't do too much though, because it'll a little ashy. Just like a light dusk before I look very, and we gotta tone it down. Yep, with a little bit going back with the foundation brush. That's the tip, that's the trick. Okay, last time I'm gonna spray our face just to add some sheen back. Did I lose my blush? I don't wanna lose my blush. Where'd it go? I need to re-up Memorial Day. Like I have 10 sprays. Coincides, if you see this, if you wanna send me some, I'll greatly appreciate it. And apparently the car outside agrees. So I need to wash my hair. I might wanna add a little bit more blush, I'm sorry. because I feel like kind of got lost in translation. What do we think? It's my little baggie. Ignore her. She's over there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know what. There's freaking gnats everywhere. Close your drains. What do we think? Whether it's the makeup world, because I can specifically speak to that, or just you consuming content, you consuming videos, because you know this world that we live in, there's social media everywhere. I think that there's so much beauty and there's so much diversity in the world of like content creating. I just feel like, you know, if you're complaining about the fact that everyone looks the same, you know, maybe you're just not looking hard enough. I'm gonna be honest. Like sometimes I start thinking that and I'm like, Brenda, you know what I'm saying? Like I start, dang, everyone looks the same, or I keep seeing the same thing. And again, whether that's you interacting with it or just the fact that it's a trend, so it's just gonna keep popping up. But I think one of my favorite things to do is finding like very small accounts, looking at hashtags for specific things that you like. YouTube has this thing specifically if you're looking for videos, I think for people who like for a specific title or something or a specific topic, you could just, I think, look up like last uploaded last day or two. Like I feel like that's such a great way to like find new people to look at or find new content to consume. But that's just just a little, you know, rant, because low-key it drives me a little bit crazy when I see white people, specifically white women, complaining about that, because I'm just like, there's so much out there. You do not need to consume content with people that only look like you. That's just a thought. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Thankful that you're here. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, this is what I want to see.